It's going to be one of those all hands on deck situations in the southeast and including Texas today, as we have a severe weather situation outbreak spreading from west to east across the entire Gulf area. Not exactly the news I wanted to bring you this morning, but certainly the news we need to talk about. So we got to start with Texas. This is going to begin a long 2-day process of severe weather from central Texas all the way into the Florida Panhandle and then up the entire East Coast, all within a fairly short period of time. This chart right here helps us understand exactly where we think the strongest winds are going to be. Where the strongest winds are, chances are that's where the strongest part of the storms are. So, as we can see, within that area is our hail probabilities, and where there is hail, there is tornadoes. So check out central Texas right here. We could see this black circle with the little lines in it. That is a very important area, as it's going to be highlighted in the severe weather situation. And that is why you can see when you relate it to the data here on Ventus Sky, we see that convective energy, that big spike right through the center part of Texas, maybe a little bit shifted to the east. Once again, this evening will be the beginning of this situation right here. So basically, San Antonio straight up the middle of Texas east is going to be really experiencing some severe weather. Heavy winds, the birth of that storm system is really going to start brewing up right around here as it continues to trek along the Gulf states. As you can see here, tomorrow and the next day are going to be no different. Just shift it right over to Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and that is going to be the entire day. So if I were you, I would make those plans, any weekend plans you may have had or anything like that, just get things done a little early. Start right now, because once this begins in Texas, there's no stopping. And we're going to click on the first 6 hours, and right off the bat, this is today. We are April 23rd, 2021, and we're going to track through the entire weekend. We see the moisture coming right into place. Switching over to a more detailed chart, we can clearly see the water vapor moving in across Mexico into Texas, and once we get that moisture in place, the beginning of this situation, as we can see right here on the next click, is going to pop up, and we see it's that eastern side of Texas. So as we said, it'll be more so this evening that things start ramping up just underneath Oklahoma, or right in Oklahoma for that matter, and then really taking off overnight tonight into the 23rd. So we may be seeing this right before bedtime. We see that northern half of Louisiana completely covered with very dense storms. That means the southern half of Arkansas. So a very wide margin covered in severe weather. And as we move into the first part of the 24th, nothing changes. It only gets more severe as Mississippi, Alabama, and now Georgia are right in the center of it, pulling moisture right through the panhandle of Florida. So Florida may not have all these crazy colors over you, but you are where this moisture has to pass through to get to these places. So you're going to be very much involved in this. You always are. And we can see even as we get into the end of tomorrow, still very potent storms in the Carolinas. And then we will move into finally when the low pressure system is going to start pushing this out into the Atlantic Ocean, right into this pocket here, which sooner than later, my friends, is going to start having some tropical storm situations right here in this pocket. We remember that as one of those common signs we see that let us know about the tropical systems that are going to start brewing. You know what I mean? Those little tropical pockets that remind us that hurricane season's right around the corner. All right, and if we really want to get crazy, we could take a look at the near future, and all we see is the same thing. We are seeing more and more severe systems. It's almost like our world hit like a switch, and all of a sudden, all the severe weather is coming at once, and boy, is it no joke. In fact, let me back up here. Let's take a look at from the 28th, the beginning of the 28th into the beginning of May, and I understand this is far ahead of time, and we don't really want to put too much emphasis in this, but the overall idea, the energy, the storms, they are going to be there. And once again, we see that common trend, the formation or the beginning of the energy starting right over Texas and then up through Oklahoma. We see the same trend, this one coming up straight towards the Great Lakes this time instead of plateauing out into the middle part of the East Coast. We have a high pressure in the Atlantic Ocean and part of the Gulf, keeping these storms on the outer bands of this high pressure system in the Atlantic. And then as we move forward, we could see they just wrap around and they're going to continue to flow up Tornado Alley. This situation being very significant here. Next Wednesday, moving into Thursday, we see here Great Lakes getting hit very hard with the centralized pressure just east of Iowa. And then continuing as a big system into Canada, back end snow up in Canada once again, pulling moisture straight up through Florida and the Panhandle. Severe weather non-stop through the end of April. And I know for a fact by now we are all way too smart to think that May is going to be any different. So just prepare. Get yourself mentally ready, not just for this weekend and the danger that comes with it, but the fact that we're entering this peak storm season. We're going to be dealing with this almost on a daily basis somewhere in the country, and it's important to stay up to date, and I will gladly do that for you every single day. One more thing I got to say before I let you go. Shout out to Canada. Thank you all so much for watching this video. It means the world to me. Please drop a like and a comment to show your support, and I'll be back later on or tomorrow morning with another full update for you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Stop right there, my friends. If you have not already, click that subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell icon. Click all and you will get all notifications from this channel. And trust me, you won't be disappointed.